Hello and welcome to part 2. The exploration of Petrichor and this underwater city here. Rumia. I don't know how to pronounce the name right. So we travel with the cat here down, and now we are trying to compose a symphony to unlock the seal. And I did skip the tutorial how it works. Now I have to figure out myself. Yeah, maybe I can go back to the tutorial. Yes, I don't want to skip it. Okay. I cannot attack it. All you need to do is play music, activate the auto-harmonic reed pipes on both sides and calibrate them to match their nearby notes. That way we can retrieve the musical note. So, about the auto-harmonic reed pipes? Ah, well, as the name implies, they are machines that can play music by themselves. Our ancient civilization was founded upon music, and many such devices have survived to this day. However, unlike the music box in your hand or the devices used to play the symphony, this sword can only play a few simple chords. As such, their strength is correspondingly weaker. We should encounter more such instruments later, but they will not prove much of an obstacle for those who can already wield the power of the symphony power as we do. Okay, we need to let's see. We need to play the music, but how do I activate? Do I activate the music stuff? I really should not have skipped the tutorial. Okay, I clicked everything. Let's search the tutorial. Ah, we can hold the button. No, no. I get it now. Okay, that's good. I went through a lot of tutorial stuff to understand it. Because I never clicked those stuff. And I should click it more.
Is this an answer from this world?
Maybe. Okay, more exploration. Blank score, another one. But this score is totally blank. It looks like you won't be able to play it in the music box either. There's nothing there. That means any melody can be written upon it. We will be able to make use of it. Okay, cat. Not coming with us, as far as I understood. Kinda looks like a trap, right? This is the stage you spoke of earlier, Oz? And are Paimon's eye deceiving here, or is the murals on top moving? It's kinda spooky. That terrifying power could not be escaping from here, could it, Oz? Hey, Oz! Ozzy! Are you spacing out? Meow. My apologies. I was distracted for a moment. Did you once perform on the stage? Is that why you are feeling nostalgic or something like that? You play cat? Perhaps you were an audience member. Oh, good point. I might have, or I might not. It was all in the past either way. Utterly irrelevant. That what matters now is the scent of discord I smell in the air. As though some present, one that makes me uneasy, one visited this place. I feel like specifics may only be ascertained once we have performed the score here. There's one here too, Paimon didn't notice. Well, you may have seen scores shaped like strings, but you have not seen those shaped like murals. One such is before you. Oh, so the pictures are moving because it's actually a score? Yes. Did we not find a blank score before? It's time now to perform it. Please, do the honor. Okay, another tutorial? Surely no one will attack the... Oh, hello. Not only do we have the same hardy skin, but in our veins flow the same divine essence. We share the same wisdom and melody, the same will. Wow, someone's coming out of the mural? It has been too long, dear friend. How many years since that day? 500? Thousands? Still, time matters not to us at all. You may be in this small body now, but I recognize you in an instant. Well, are you tired of battle and have decided to take up rat catching as a new hobby? It's you. And what exactly he is? A monster? A ghost? Or could he be the real Dark Lord? Dark Lord? Pah! Barbarians remain barbarians, I see. Ignorant ever of their own ignorance. Virtues of Remuria, am I? Foremost, foremost of Phobos. You need not introduce yourself. I have no intent in the titles peddled by primitives. He's pretty much very unlikable. You know this rude fella, Oz? I do not deny it, but... Need you to be so formal, Cassiodor? It's not his name, was? 2 our years of service under our Sebasto, our God King, matters so little to you? The past is past. Yeah, this is his name, like Oranis. It's not Cassiodor. The past is past. I do not know how you, whose soul has long been shattered, have manifested. But it seems that the chaotic symphony is your doing, and none other. Cease, return the souls of those who lived in the present, and go back to the shadow, beneath the deep waters, to where you belong. This is my final warning to you. Oh, and what then? Will you continue warning your mask of hypocrisy, traitor? Will you shut your eyes and ears for another millennium? But you have noticed, haven't you? Why my melody would break its bounds at this time, in effect the present. Why my strength has given me the might to open the gate to the deep waters, allowing me to manifest. The power of the sea's surges, Cassiodor. The return of Phobos is imminent. Phobos. Yes, indeed. Over those thousands of years, I have already bound my soul to the shattered Phobos. The omniscient enigma, the great power, is about to finally descend once again. And is this not the wish that we once failed to accomplish? To repeat the past is to give their ancient tragedy an encore. Nor have I wanted to sacrifice innocent lives. Is that so? Well, none that it matters, Cassiodor. The world you have defended is coming apart at the seams. The people of bygone times you see before you shall return to their rightful place. Spontaneous existence is a mistake, one we shall correct. When the oceans swallow it, Remuria shall rise above the sea once again, and its light shall shine over the land. I think New World will be against it. It's because of the primordial sea. Do even barbarians know of its existence nowadays? You are the mistaken one. You should have assimilated into the new nation thousands of years ago. But it was you who wrapped them into puppets of ancient hate. Whether that false matter is true or false, as long as my will has not dissipated, your schemes will not succeed. Do you mean to say that we should abandon our honor as Rumunians and degenerate into mere base insects? How could I ever allow my kin to return to those bags of decaying flesh and become slaves of fate once more? It seems that the millennia have not yet led you to accept Rumunian's downfall. Anything, you have grown more obstinate still. Perhaps it is in my own stubbornness alone that we are quite similar. I thought that the long years have rendered you willing to once more stand by our side. You betrayed the tribe that birthed you, and you betray Remunia. You may have become the Golden Hunter, but you cannot remove the brand of the Sebastus that marks your steel. You will always be a Remunian. Remunians have long ceased to exist, safe in your delusions. The world of old has passed away. Of course. Or so it was meant to be. But now, the border between past and present has faded. If you insist on becoming the energy of our ancient realm and sealing me once more in the cage buried beneath the waves, then those fontainians you wish to protect, yes, all of Petrichor shall be buried as one. No way. We won't let that happen. This is not up to you, insolent savage. When that time comes, your lovely flesh will be rendered as dust, but your soul will join with ours and take the next step of evolution. We shall bestow upon your eternal, resilient bodies, that you may never again suffer mortal pain. Do you have words of gratitude? I will hear them. Oh, why, thank you so very much. You have gonna be kidding me. That's not something we will be thankful for at all. Just like those puppets who danced as you performed. Those pitiable slaves and servants. Those poor children. Everything was stripped from them. And you still speak with such conviction? All things have their price. Narrow personal opinions but refuse to be discarded by a higher chaos of being such as I. Besides, as I see it, they are their ideal of humanity, adhering unerringly to perfect order. You are absolute nuts and despicable too. Despicable? Huh. And but What you call that Cassiodor did to us thousands of years ago then? By comparison, this is nothing. Ah, and but patience. We should have a good, long talk. But not here, no. We shall speak beneath the deep waters, in the deepest bowel of our ancient realms, where everything began. The realm awakens, Cassiodor. You are the sole survivor of our fallen realm, the sole Remunian left with free will. And you have left us for far too long. You must return to us and listen to the lamentations and anger of the long years. Perhaps then you shall be more receptive to my symphony and to the arrangements of Phobos. I will await you in the royal city of Rimunia, in Domus Aurea, where the Sebastos piled his melody. I will, of course, extend the appropriate hospitality to those souls from the present for your right. Should you still remain resolute when the time comes, their souls will naturally receive their release. And as for you, you are not part of Phobos' plan, and yet the great symphony shall is no wiser cast out any audience. To enjoy the passing prelude I have prepared for you. If fortune proves favorable, we shall meet again. The enemies, right? Oh yes, I am prepared.
Hey, watch out!
Well, that shut them up. What do we do now, though? If you wanna save the soul of the townspeople, we have gonna have to head to the Domus area of whatever that super rude, super arrogant guy talking about, right? As you might recall, we were not invited. Since when do we have ever needed invitation to crash some bad guy's party? Alright. But from what he said, he seems to have known us for a long time. Said they worked for the Sebastos or whatever. We need to have a good talk before we go. Cassiodor? Do you have anything you would like to ask me this time? I shall tell you all I know. Okay, we are here for a little bit longer. Tell us about Remunia. That's where you and that rude fellow are both from, right, Oz? You have heard that name before. Seems to be an ancient nation. Very well. The story begins before the court of Fontaine. As you know, it was born. The Sebastos, Remus, found a nation above the high seas that is Fontaine, and the ancestors of the present day's Fontainians named him the Dark Lord Remus in their terror. Before it sank, this body of water was part of the great Fontainian lake and the location where the capital of Remunia was seated. As such, these waters have the same properties as those of Fontaine. Wait, so we are actually in the ruins of Remunia now? Indeed. But where the tale differ from commonly told history is, the people of Remunia were not ordinary human like the Fontainians. Fontainians were also not ordinary human. Rather, they were a new race. New bodies were cast of stone, which each of blood. The Sebastos gave us such bodies in the hope that we could escape our prison of rotting flesh and fate. This great vision was that we should all grasp the power of the symphony and thereby escape the Shackles of Fortuna, becoming the masters of our own destiny. So those stone statues we saw on the way here, those were your kind? Precisely so. I fear that they have long lost their free will, however, becoming mindless slaves, worse off by far than the human of old, easily perishable, through they are. Wait, in that case, why are you a cat? I'm a cat for now, and one's will and soul are more important than one's body, are they not? Regardless, it was the Sebastus who gave me a new life. We once possessed all of the high seas, countless cities and palaces, flowers, flowing wine, and yet fate found us all the same. After returning from the deepest deeps of the sea, the Sebastus used ichor to create imperishable bodies, and still the prophesied future did not change. Our god king believed that it was because human souls could not escape the gravity of fate, and so he wrote the symphony, a music that could wave destiny. He believed that through this he had found a way to resist fate. Instead, that path led us into utter darkness, step by step. And in the end, the entire kingdom sank beneath the waves, as though it had been smote by divine judgment. No. I fear that even he did not foresee such an outcome. Although all the same, that is what happened. If you have anything you would like to ask me, so tell us about your impudent friend. Right. He called you Cassiodor or something, right? But aren't you called Aura something? Just as I have traversed many bodies, I have had many names. Of course, this is all thanks to the Sebastos, who separated my soul from their grand symphony. A convenient ability indeed. You are not planning on puppeting one of us at some point, aren't you? Meow, meow, meow. Wow, who would have thought that such little cat would consider doing something so horrible? Hey, wait a second. What means that you are not even a cute kitty in the first place? Well, be that it is me, traveler. You are used to playing the college's savior, aren't you not? I too played the role I know well, albeit in an unfamiliar form. But back to Boetius. He was not always evil. He was once a noble Harmost of Remunia, and the sole survivor, following the great catastrophe that befell. The original purpose of the Golden Castellus was to unify all surviving kin and prevent the catastrophe of the rising waters from ever occurring again. But evidently, Boetius has his own designs. While I and my companions ranged across the land, struggling mightily to contain the power of the primordial waters, he used his eloquent tongue to sway those who remained. He initiated a fell ritual that aimed to restore the shattered symphony and revive the ruined realm. To this end, he did not hesitate to dissolve the will of our kin and plunged the soul of Fontainians everywhere. Many rules and nobles became his pawns, and Politis, newly born, lay on the brink of destruction. To stop him, who had by now clearly become a monster, I could only forsake my name and become one who haunts phantoms, resisting him alongside the Fontainians. Peter was the conflict before, we were at least able to seal both him and the sea that had devoured our nation. That is why he named you traitor? I followed the Sepastus precisely because he had shown me that golden dream, a land where prejudice and differences were no more, a land of justice and freedom. But that was just it has become after Immunia sunk. No more than a dream. I would rather be called a traitor than let Boetius trample on our ideals. I swore upon faith that I would serve as a barrier between past and present. Thus did I become the spirit keeper of our ancient land. Guess Mr. Impolite, a pretty stubborn guy, Even after being beaten up and sealed, he's still looking to break out and cause trouble. I had thought that even if evil lingering in him, his soul has long been broken, and he would remain enough, but discordant notes, a symphony plunged into strife. I never thought that he would wave his shattered self into the symphony and thus gain mastery over it. The discord and dissonance that now emanate from those waters can be regarded as an extension of his power. If we are to defeat him, I fear we must await the moment when all his soul fragments have gathered around one body. Do you have anything? Okay. Let's hear about the symphony and Phobos. Where should I even begin? The symphony is human's memory and persona woven into melody through musical notations, creating a song in which human souls can dwell and have their wishes fulfilled. In that way, to master the symphony is to master fate. This is the secret that the great golden Sibylla, the prophet who survived the previous cycle, imparted. The Sepastus who created the symphony poured those melodies into their insoluble ichor. I hope that all might control their own fates through playing that music. He overestimated us. I fear, for his deeds terrified us. The people could not bear the burden of fate, and they begged their god and superior for guidance. At the request of the people, the Sepastus brought all melodies into their grandest of melodies. This new symphony would bring us all the greatest of happiness, and its name was Phobos. But it did not bring what was promised. Indeed, you saw how it all ended, didn't you? Had the Sepastus plan worked, the symphony would have woven a melody of almost gentlest of us all, an entirety that would last 1,000 years and beyond. But something went wrong. Besides the Sepastus himself, only Sage's superiors, the harmonists, would have changed Phobos' melody. And Boetius was once an excellent harmonist. Yeah, okay. So about the dreamscape I saw. These are the strange dreams you saw before. Ah, yes. Those were indeed the memories left by he whom I serve, the Sepastus, the god king of Remus. Though I do not understand how you were able to see them, traveler. But I do not think you need to worry. If this chaotic symphony was enough to control you, it would have done so long ago on the surface. But that was not happened. Yes. Speaking of which, why isn't Esther affected? Is he just specially gifted? I do have some ideas, but it might be the best to wait for the right time to speak of that. Yeah, I was asking myself it too. Where is this guy? Oh, there we go again with the cliffhangers. Just don't forget to tell us, alright? In any case, since you can see the Think Traveler, that means that some fragments of the Sebastian's will and memory remains in this underwater symphony. Long millennia have I searched, and if you could touch some more of those memories, perhaps I may find the answer I have sought all this time. The great waves could not hurt a god, even though their crests scrape the very skies, and yet the bastards disappeared without a trace when all nation fell into the depths. He would not have said idly, why as his nation and people drowned in blood. So where did he go? Or was his passing Rumunians through death kneel? Yeah, we're done with the questioning. It feels like an Archon quest. That's all for now. We can leave the rest for later. Very well. If there's anything else you wish to know, do not hesitate to ask me. Yes, we're heading to Domus area next. So we can meet that rude guy, right? It's gonna be dangerous for sure, but I will continue to guide you. It is, after all, my homeland. Though it may have sunk to the very bottom of the sea, I remember its part still, even after all those millennia. Also, I believe. The good old also I believe. Just don't let us down when it counts. Should we encounter difficulties, you may count on me. Do not forget that I am far stronger than an ordinary cat. You know, every time Paimon remembers that you are actually an ancient person from thousands of years ago, it just feels wrong that we are calling you Oz. But your full name is way too long, so... Okay. Let's just call you Monsieur Oz, then. What do you think? Is it polite enough? A name to me is nothing more than a label. But at this present yours acknowledgements, Paimon, I will gladly accept it. Monsieur Oz. Yeah, let's move out. It shouldn't be too bad to keep your rude friend waiting. But the townspeople cannot wait that long. Second movement. Listen and shaken. Good. This is just for the chest, or do we have go there? Okay, I think this is where it's next.
I really want to go traveling.
Just
I don't mind where we go.
To the Sea of Bygones.
As long as I have my friend.
Sorry, Navia, we had to cut you. Really now? Not even a trace? I need to wax nostalgia then. No one can read that fast. Are we in a new area? For this new area. Like volcano area. A strange glowing fish. Paimon never thought we will meet it here. I think that's what Paimon said. Hello. Whoa, looks just like that glowing fish we saw before. There are still weird things tainted around the top nearby. What the heck is going on? I was getting more and more confused. I have heard this voice in a dream before. I cannot remember his name anymore though. Yes, you must have met him in the Sebastos dream, did you not? Scylla, a fell dragon we once served as the Sebastos. He was subdued and sealed here by Boetius. Mr. Super Rude subdued an evil dragon? I didn't think he could do something that amazing. Well, Fell Dragon was the name they gave, but it was no more than a bishop that was a teensy bit stronger than normal. After all, no new Hydro Dragon could be born so long as Mistress of Many Waters hibernated in the deeps of seas. Ah, interesting. I have never thought that bishops could get this large. Speaking of which, is it Nuvalet? That's right. Nuvalet the Hydro Dragon isn't here? That doesn't mean that this guy way older than even him, does it? A new Dragon of Waters has already been born? Then again, it has been a long time since even the former Mistress of Many Waters passed. So much time has passed. In any case, the evil dragon Skula was once of the Sebastos' friend, but he revolved at the critical juncture in the showdown between the Rumunians and the Fontanians. At the time, Skula led the brutal dragonborn to Mashimos, intent to breaching the inner city, Capitolium, where the Sebastos resided. Mashimos? I hear people talking about that town. Yeah, the people in town were always talking about some Mashimos and a bell tower or something. Correct. Mashimos is the outer city of the capital. But should the fell dragon wish to enter the inner city, we must pass through the Initium Iani. That is the barrier separating the inner and the outer part of the capital, and the symphony waved by the Sebastos and the musicians, which covered all of Romania, passed through the Initium Iani and its golden waterways. Such difficult names, holy moly. Boethium and his legions used this fact to shut the Initium Iani, thus finally sealing the evil dragon. Something's not right about that story. Oh no, don't be an evil cat. Os, Monsieur Os. The dreams came from before, back then. Scylla should have come and seen Remus before. Perhaps Scylla thought to go before the Sebastos throne, but such as opportunity is not forever lost. Afterward, the evil dragon sunk alongside Remunia, and the Sebastos too was lost, remaining to go to its very day. Did you recall something, traveler? I'll feel a bit muddled. That is true. I only hear tell of events after it had all transpired myself, having not been in the capital when the disaster struck. Then, none knew just what happened to the Sebastos. I fear that we can only learn more by proceeding further. The large glowing fish that we saw in the castle must be the toads that escaped from issued in Scylla's stony cell. I fear he was already taking notice of our presence, having been sealed here for so long. Now that he finally sends outsiders, he will naturally find a way to lure us in. So that's it? Hang on a minute. You said that the way of Dominus Aurea is through those gates or something. But hasn't Boetius shut them already? Doesn't this mean there's no getting through? This will prove quite tricky, yes. There's gonna be a limit to how rude that guy can be. What's with this? I will wait for you at Domus Aurea, muhahaha. Nonsense when you won't even leave the door open, huh? You know, why don't we find some way to break the seal of the evil dragon and get the former four he beat to break the door down for us? No, how could we do such thing? I mean, after all, that is one of Remunian's nemesis. But the enemy of my enemy is my friend, no? That's right. It's been so long. For all you know, he might have decided to turn over a new leaf and be a nice dragon. He is still a dragon. Ah, come on, so what? Even if he's a dragon, he might be the reasonable kind we can talk with. We have gonna experience in dealing with dragons, don't we, traveler? Yep. Well, there was a time with Dvorin and Astahar. Encounter. Oh, yeah, we have a lot of dragons. Let's go with Astahar. Right, he was trying to break that seal. So we teamed it up with everyone and had to beat him together before we could seal him. Those examples were not very convincing, were they? Come on, Oz, no amount of suspicion looking is going to suddenly give us better opinion. You know, you're right. Let's give it a try. The seal that binds the evil dragon seems to be connected to 3 locations. Let us begin by removing the chains in those 3 places. A new map. Okay, where are we? See by bygone arrows. Yes, this is. Oh, hey, that looks. Then we need just follow the seals. I think that will be the last thing that we'll be doing in this episode of exploration. In fact. The interesting music. Something hiding among the colors. What? Oh my god. Okay, got it. It's interesting little one. Yeah, but we will not be exploring the chest here. Just not as long as we do the open world quest. Looks like there's a lot of golems here. Careful.
A dash of frost. Next customer, delicate as silk. To the breach. Ha! Watch out!
Dominius Cassidor. Is that you, nameless golem? It is you, just as I thought. You have finally returned. I was ordered to guard this fortress, but the cruel bishops and attack of the barbarians were simply too much for me. So I was forced back step by step until I arrived here. It seems that though many years have passed since then. What tidings from beyond? Were we victorious? Is that so? Then we lost. I'm sorry. Do not say such things, Honor Dominius. I had already imagined this day might come when I joined the Sebastus Legion. Did the Sebastus not say that he wanted to lead us to break the Shackles of Fortuna? But is going though that simple? After all, what we struggle against the fate itself is defying fate is a feat beyond even the greatest of the gods. In the end, all our efforts were in vain. Nay, say so, Dominius. We took up arms against divine destiny, and our deeds challenged the laws of heaven. We resisted that prophecy, resisted it most valiantly. Though we failed in the end, someone must have betrayed us, led us astray. Still, the outcome no longer matters. Come what may, our deeds shall be carved into this world history. Hey, why did he just fall over like that? Can some people also just suddenly faint? Still do not know his name. It appears his history has not reached its conclusion. Wait, that's so sad. Has he just been fighting here all those thousands of years? But no, he's finally at peace. Let us continue forward. Onward. Okay, halt. You can halt it. Do the chains. One gone, two to go. Hey, big chance.
Whoa! What a stroke of good luck!
Yeah, two more on our right. On the water exploration. Getting rarer. What is it? Puzzle? Oh, it looks like it's been engaged by some kind of strange blah blah. We can blah blah of symphony. Okay. Use our symphony stuff. Oh, the music box goes to the vacation. I'm guessing we need to tell them to stop. Stop. Up and hold your horses. Well, now we just need to go and remove this thing, the curse. Yes, the chain repose don't feel the power of the symphony should be able to lose its grip. Dream? Hello? Oh, you gods shot in the right breast, city, their sword, okay. Imperator, Imperator, are you right? Are you dreaming again? So noisy, what's going on? The people have gathered in your great hall. I believe they have questions for you, Imperator. Recently, the melody of Phobos has been interrupted many times, and so they have many concerns regarding it. I have no choice but to do this. I trust your wise judgment, naturally, and I have heard something of the recent happening. Is something wrong with the Phobos? Phobos was routed for everyone, such that humanity as a whole can gain happiness. There should be no issues, not when we have the aid of Sibilia, nearly limitless power of calculations. But I hear cries of sorrow within the music. Someone secretly alter the music store of Phobos? No, no one can do that except myself and the other harmonists. Could it be that their prophet that hidden something from us? Impossible. Has she not already sacrificed her very life for the cause? The veracity of her prophecy has been validated by the Mistress of Waters. She would have harbored no such selfish design. Or perhaps it is precisely because she had no desires of her own. Today, all people rely on Phobos to make judgment and decisions for them. If something were to go wrong with it, the citizens fear that all would descend into chaos. I need you to go to where those who cling to blind fate are. For this reason, I must grant you free will. Wait, is this our cat? That to say you wish to separate my melody from the grand symphony as a contingency against mishaps? No, it is still too early. I fear my soul is still unable to withstand such great fate. I believe in you. But from now on, you shall no longer be part of we. Is it our cat? I understand. I have resolved myself. If this is your wish, Imperator, I shall see it done. Oh yeah, oh no, Oranopolis, the city of the future. Call yourself by the new name. After Bastos has departed, you pass through golden corridors. The sound of people in the bathe grow closer. The area glows quiet, but only by little when you reach the central podium of the main hall. Oh, great Sebastus, please give us your instructions. Huh? Many have been unable to hear the Phobos melody as of late. The people are frightened, Imperator, frightened and confused. Our grand plan was proceeding as normal. The barbarian Skulf Kings in the shadow were being eliminated one by one, and the polluted waters were cleansed by Echo. Yet, my Imperator, your plan to call a halt to our noble war without cause or reason, why have you done this? I exercise my own judgment in the matter. Great Sebastus, did you not mean to challenge your authority? But I believe that you have sworn then sufficient mercy already. We have brought glorious harmony to the land. The gates of Remunia are open to all who wish to join in our golden order. But what they have done? They have destroyed our towers and slaughtered our musicians. Their blighted souls are unworthy of any salvation. We cleanse their barbarous lands with blood, and order and civilization shall sprout after their destruction. For such ignorant savages, this is the highest mercy that we can be granted them. That is not what I want. But there should be not even a silver shadow under the sun. Is that not also your great ideal? If I may, Imperator, I believe that this is the will of all citizens of Remunia. Sebastus, please give the order. Defile. What is going on, traveler? No, it's not the time to rest. Hurry up and unchain those shackles. Saw it again, didn't you? The Sebastus. Nothing new. Guys, I need more. Also Primogems. Okay, last one to go. Kinda beautiful. Asking myself what they do with not cry. What new mechanic they will implement? And yeah, I'm doing it way later on. It's already not cry before us. On this one. I'm guessing we have to fight a lot of enemies? Ida. Hey, you. Yes, you. You're gibberish imbecile. Why do you delay? Even if we waste away, the treasure won't move itself, surely. Wait. Nay, sir, it's just that they were simply too heavy. We have been all this day, yet still no so much left. Well, then, is there intrinsic merit in feeding that prodigious size of yours? It's treasure, you brute. Treasure, of course it's heavy. Besides, we confiscated all the treasures from those accused barbarians, did we not? Leaving such wealth in the hands of those insects would be like swine, and Mongols would be a terrible waste. But sir, don't you think we should have brought a few more ships if we wanted to haul all this back to Remuria? But are you slow? Imperator cargo ships are not to be used for such things. Well, why don't we destroy that we cannot carry? Better than having it fall into the hands of those savages. Is it just Paimon, or had we heard this conversation before? Yep, that was just the people at the start. Sounds like when we first arrived in Petrichor. Yeah, those unlike adventurers we drove off before were saying similar stuff. Feels like this round's worse than the last. Sure. It is possible they were turned into golems after they bored. They were on Sang. That's so creepy. Are you of Legio 9? What are you doing here? Esther, wait. That's Esther. You all not have been ordered to retreat to Fort Charybdis? Hey, Esther. Don't you dare ruin our fun, you hear? Those barbarians are less of a threat than dead fish anyway. So just let us have our fun messing around here for a while longer, weren't you? Those treasures. I don't know what orders your Harmos gave you. But did the Sebastus not order us to subdue those ignorant tribes and free them from the fate's shackles? Those orders do not include such clearly criminal deeds. Surely you jest. The order of our commander, mighty Dominus Boetius, were indeed to punish those savages harshly. And besides, we have received no punishment. That means that Phobos and the Sebastos, or Imperators, approve of our actions. So, what's all this talk about crimes? Are you trying to start trouble? But there's another Este here. Well, aren't things getting weirder by the moment? It appears that there's no time to answer that question of yours. The Este you meet in the town must be the descendant of Remunians. His ancestors must have followed me to join the new nation all those years, becoming an ordinary Fontanian. As such, the symphony that has stolen those Fontanian souls would not affect him, but in turn, the melody that records his ancestors' memories nowhere to go, and so attach itself to that statue. So you mean that the Este here in town, Este's ancestor, the real Este, the weak whitehead, what about the others? Just wandering souls, lost in their memories. Let us go have a look. You walk up together with Monsieur Oz. Monsieur Oz, so cute. Hello there, Este. Yes, hello, and who exactly are you? You do not appear to be Remunians. Are you savages, then? I'm just a passing traveler. Well, this is a battlefield, and you put yourself in a great peril. You should leave this place, regardless of who you are. As it is, it has been a while. Strikes about, it's you! Dominus Cassiodor. You so rarely appears in form that I almost failed to recognize you. And as for those two, are they your attendants? You can just take this, so to be it. Still, Dominus Cassiodor, what brings you here? Did the Sebastos not send you to damnation? I cannot remember. I'm in some dream? That does seems to be the case. Huh, surely you jest. The Sebastos must have assigned you some secret mission again, or else am I an ignoramus? You guessed correctly. Speaking of which, why are there legionnaires of Legion 9 guarding those chains? The chains? You mean the treasure, yes? I believe them to be spoils of war. Though the Sebastos viewed war as naught, but as sad necessity to fulfill our grand aspirations, and has long outlawed such brutal behaviors. You know as well as I that they have become commonplace nonetheless. We are on the path of darkness, though none perceive it. Dominius Cassiodor, what has happened? Phobos was meant to bring us happiness, but all I felt is pain I cannot name. Me too. I'm searching for those answers to that question, but it appears that we still have to deal with the problem at hand first. Indeed. Still, those are all legionnaires, so let us solve things peacefully if we may. Paimon? Legionnaires of Legion 9? Huh? Who are you? Estes little helpers? That we are. We are special envoys of the Imperator or Sebastos. We are Cassidor's retainers. That's right, Domino Cassiodor retainers, that's who we are. Seems you do have quite the penchant for acting. Dominus Cassiodor, you say? I hear that the Sebastos sent him to Aremonica. Has he returned so soon? Well, the next to us is, in fact... Well, whatever the case, we have come to survey the frontline legions. Right, I figure as much. I mean, we haven't gone to Fort Charybdis with the main body of troops. Or trust. But we are the rear guards. So some final cleanup is well within our range of duties. This is also a comment from Phobos. Well, it should have guided our every move, but since coming here, there have been many times where we could not hear its melody. As such, we have felt back to Dominus Boetius directives. Ah, that impudent fellow, the Sebastus does not permit the harm of innocent people. Yeah, trust in Christ, good. Innocent, you say? Yes, he did task us with helping those vulnerable humans before the war began. But our actions have their tacit approval of Phobos. Would its decrees ever be in confliction with the secret wars of the Sebastus? Phobos could have made a mistake as well, no? Yet you are not receiving the melody. Okay, trust. Well, that is true enough. But in what we can place our trust, if not Phobos? Surely it would not stand idly by, were we to diverge from the correct path? Phobos is a perfect creation. I console you as a Romunian. I do not doubt its directiveness. Okay, that's perfect. Nothing is truly perfect. No. Phobos silence signifies rejection. Let's go with the Phobos silence signifies rejection. Yes, that is possible. How did not I consider that? Would our rash actions have caused Phobos to cease guiding us? If so, then it bodes very ill. Very well, you speak truth. We must reconsider our actions. In truth, I do not know how things came to that. There have been a strange feeling in my heart since this war broke out. We were means to pursue freedom and happiness, but Phobos led us here instead, step by step. Has something gone wrong? What could it be? You meet with the Sebastus upon your return. Please apprise him of all circumstances and all doubts. You will be doing us a truly great favor. Don't worry, we will. At the last moment we just split up. Split up, they know some nonsense. Yeah.
I'll keep this close.
Esther. God King Above, thank you, Dominus Cassiodor. In any events, it seems that this issue has been resolved for now. This place is getting interesting by any minute, by the way. Let us continue onward. It is time to end this story of the past. So what's the deal with you and the Esther? As you have seen, he was a friend of mine, and one of the survivors of Remunian's destructions. In later days, he followed me into the newborn fontaine and was laid to rest there. The spring waters responded to us, who were entrapped in rock, just as it did ordinary Fontainians, and he had children of his own, building a family there. His bloodline became joined to that of Fontaine, and all came to forget that he was no ordinary mortal. A good fate, no? Did not bad. Last seal. It seems that you have resolved our previous problem. I suppose that means you will be rushing ahead towards your next goal then. Yes, I will be counting on you to take care of this place, Este. Also, remember that it's better to trust the wisdom of your heart rather than handing all judgment of right and wrong over the Phobos or any Harmos. The Sebastos created Phobos to free us from our servitude to destiny, but the people's blind fate has led us into their enslavement, more frightful still. In the future, you may encounter a similar choice once more. I hope you will make the right decision when the time comes. Dominius Cassidor, why are you suddenly speaking of such things? Still, I shall keep my word in my heart. I, Esther, shall uphold my own sense of justice. That is good. Farewell, Esther. I believe we shall meet again.
Is this an answer from this world?
Okay, I think before we continue, we will be ending the episode here. The part episode, I'm not sure what we call it. Interesting. Longer than I expected. And I think I'll try to do something like exploration-wise. See by Bygone Airs. Yeah. It's another region here down. Catching up on some open world stuff. I will be thanking you for watching and listening. I wish you a good day, night, afternoon, and see you in the episode 3 of this open world quest. Probably the last one. Have a good one and take care.